Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Powerhouse Paranormal
Topics with the umpires
of the Unexplained Sheena
metal.
That's right. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. For more info on the show, latalkradio.com, hauntedplayground.com. Don't forget to email me and let me know what you think of the show. If you're looking for me online anywhere, I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. And I'm also the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity. We're at raisingthevibration.org, and I am raisingthevibration.com. And my spiritual practice is at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. It's Psychic Tuesday, and that means here on Haunted Playground, it's time for one of my favorite things in the whole world, Lightworkers Unite. If you're looking for the old broadcasts, we're at WeLightworkersUnite.com. Please find us there. I think except for last week, they are all up now, all up on the YouTube page, WeLightworkersUnite.com. Go and find that. And, of course, my guest today is my amazing friend and my partner in all things, including our web series, Living with the Dead, which is at wearelivingwiththedead.com. She's also on the Vibration Council for my raisingthevibration.org movement. And, of course, you know her from many things, including Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. The amazing Patty Negri is here. Hi, my friend.
Hey, Sheena. Thank you so much for having me on. Always a joy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Oh my God, it's so awesome to have you. Are you kidding me? It's so great to have you here. And I love your videos because Patty is also a stage mom for a senior dachshund who is probably one of the most lovely divas in Hollywood.
Yes, she is a lovely diva, and this has been her week. We've been on news almost every day this week, touting the upcoming Wiener Nationals at Los Alamitos, where she is going for the Guinness Book record of longest running and losing dachshund. She's been racing for 14 years.
Wow.
Most dogs race 2 or 3, and
Yeah.
she's been losing for 14 years and getting slower year by year. So we're looking forward to this race.
And I just saw a little practice race that you
Yes,
did a
you
video
did.
of, and I said you have to put that on YouTube so it can go viral.
I should. It really
All the
would.
dachshunds come running out of the gate, and then 10 seconds later, here comes Dora, and she's just literally in no hurry, and she's kind of going back and forth like when police officers block the traffic, like in a snake, and she's just looking at things, and she's going in different directions, and then Patty gets out a cookie and starts calling her, and then she comes, but not even in a hurry for the cookie.
Nope.
I
not
mean,
even.
really just taking her time. And if you know Dora, you know it's not because she's elderly, because she can have tons of energy when she wants to.
Yep.
Just everything with Dora is when Dora feels like
Yeah.
hustling.
She saw the crane camera following her. She saw everybody cheering her on. It literally, the winter dachshunds took them about 7 seconds to cross. It took her 59 seconds to cross. It's like, it's an epic. But
But yet she does it every year.
every year.
And she loves it.
she loves
She loves the attention. And now she has her own little diva bassinet that she
Yes.
can get pushed around the Hollywood Hills in.
Yes, because and the hard part, I actually originally got it. Now she thinks, oh my God, where has this car been all my life? A little, stroller.
Yeah, it's like a little,
rambler.
it's not like for dogs. It's like a baby stroller. It's like, it's fancy.
It is fancy, but it is for dogs. They make
Is it-
fancy
is it
things
for
dogs
dogs,
now.
really?
It is made for pups. Called
Okay.
Pet Pals. But I got it because Los Alamitos, the short race is not fun. It's that whole day running around the horse
Yeah.
race. That would be too much for her. So now I think I should decorate it with lights and flags.
And photos of her.
And photos
Her
of her.
headshots.
Her headshots.
But
Yeah.
I think now you're never
Autographs.
going to get her to
Autographs,
walk
if you say.
anywhere because now she has a limo.
Yeah.
So that's it.
It's crazy.
She's fantastic. But you could not meet a nicer dog in the world. But so she's kind of like that Hollywood starlet that's like a super diva, but also super nice. There's nothing at all bitchy about her.
Right.
She's the most good-natured. She's like you. She's the most good-natured, lovely, genuine. But man, she's like a little star. Like I think in another life, she was like a
Yeah.
huge Hollywood star.
She did her first movie at 1 year old, and she hit her mark. She plays to a camera.
Oh
It's like
God, she does.
She could see a movie crew and a craft service table, which means the food from 3 miles away.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's just a natural. I think she probably was. She is the reincarnation of some 1920s movie
Because
star.
when you go to take a picture of her, like she stops and she sort of just turns her chin a little bit to the side, like you should, and then turns her eyes to you. I mean, I take 50 pictures of the cat. I'm lucky if I get one
Yeah.
where she's even looking at the camera.
Yeah.
But Dora is a natural. So awesome. And then, of course, you're also the mother to our beloved Belle, the haunted doll.
Yes.
The
yes.
104-year-old haunted doll who now has a new dress.
A fabulous new dress.
A Victorian dress.
Victorian
It's
dress.
so
And
beautiful,
it took
too.
literally like 6 months for this beautiful girl in
Mm.
England to make, Carla.
Thank you, sweetheart
'cause
Carla.
she's learning to sew, and adult clothes, I guess, are hard because they're little. The sleeves, because it's very fancy
Yeah. Oh,
dress
yeah.
with layers of lace, and she had somebody helping her, and I know she was so frustrated and wanted to quit 1,000 times over, but it fits Belle perfectly, and she's never been happier. She can't wait to show you.
I can't wait to see her. And I think the next time that we do an Antiques Go show or we do a live broadcast, I feel like I need to dress up more.
Yeah, maybe we need
Because-
to get
yeah.
these little outfits for ourselves.
I need to get out my Mary Todd Lincoln outfit, and we need to we need to all be Victorian. Let's all be Victorian with Belle. I think that's what needs to happen. We're doing psychic readings today, healing, spiritual counseling, paranormal questions, spiritual questions, whatever makes you happy. All you have to do is send us a text message. Send me a text message, 818-437-0886, and we will get you up. I'm putting the link up around everywhere, and we'll be doing that for the next 5 minutes or so everywhere on Facebook, so you can see the broadcast and join in. And I've been saying this on the last few shows, so I'll say it again tonight. When I tell you that you're texting me, this is my phone. So you're actually really texting me. This is my private cell phone. And so nobody's getting your number that's weird or anything weird is happening. Only I have your number, and I do confess that I am a little weird, but that can't really be helped. So, and Patty can attest the fact that I'm weird in a harmless way.
In a good way.
In a quirky, harmless way.
You won't find her outside your window.
No. Well, most people won't find me outside their window. Hopefully you won't find me outside your window. You are you're traveling a lot now, my friend. You've started doing a lot of conferences and paracons, and how are you loving that?
I am loving it. People are so sweet. As you know, you're traveling too. You
love
just
it.
got back from Dallas. I just
Love
got
it.
back from Nevada City, California, and Virginia City, Nevada. And because again, it's like-minded people who are there because they want to do that same thing that we do, and it's just wonderful.
You know what I love about teaching classes? I did a 3-day seminar in Dallas, and I taught 3 classes, is that people are like really they're really there to grow their spirituality. They're really there to get better and to fix their stuff. And I know that's not every client you're going to have does that, and that's okay. I'm here to help however people need help. But it's nice to see so many people that are really interested in just kind of improving where they're at and becoming better spiritual people, becoming more enlightened and elevating and ascending. And it's nice to see that, because that's the work that we put out a lot on camera, on radio. That's what we're hoping for. Yeah. And it's nice when you go to a class and you kind of see that coming back. And even when I taught folks that were in my classes all 3 days, just to see how they got better by the 3rd day, how just that open line of communication starts to heal people immediately. Just being able to sit down, like you said, Patty, with like-minded people and say, this is what I believe in. And you know, a lot of those folks, especially in other parts of the country, like not everybody in their life can they share their spiritual life with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, we're spoiled because we can tell each other about everything. We have a ton of friends we can tell about any weird thing that happens to us.
We're in LA.
God bless Los Angeles.
The aliens landed in my backyard again last night. And I told them to leave away the barbecue.
Amazon delivered a griffin.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what to feed it. These are like the kind of problems that Patty and I have. Wouldn't that be great if you opened an Amazon box and it was a griffin?
Any day now.
Wouldn't
I'm sure.
Someone from a Ghost Adventures fan is going to send you a baby griffin. And then we're going to have to do Living with the Griff.
Yeah.
New web series with the griffin, because I don't think Belle and the baby griffin would coexist on the same
not.
show.
We'd have to write little lines in the sand.
Exactly. He'd have to have his own little area. Wouldn't that be awesome? If that was so funny, because I always say that griffin thing. One time, when I first got involved in the spiritual world, actually working in the world, I was at a friend's house. And we were watching a show, and somebody said something about cryptozoology, and some people in the room didn't know what that was. And my friend very casually said, you know, that's the guy that gets a call like, hi, there's a griffin in my backyard, and I don't know what to do. So I've always thought about the griffin in the backyard ever since then. All right, so we're going to get some folks on the line. Well, I get this link out everywhere, do some readings, some healings, some spiritual counseling, and
that's what I'm doing now, too. It took me forever to find our page because I'm really lame when it comes to technology. I found it. Okay. All right. Now I'm everywhere.
Okay. Sounds good.
And my glasses look so dark in here. I usually wear my contacts, but my eyes are tired. I've been like double dutying it day and night stuff, and I just couldn't
Oh,
put my
you're always
contacts on.
double dutying it, both of
Yeah.
us, right?
Yep.
Do you ever sit and think like, I don't know when my next break is, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But you just sort of live. People say, how do you do it? I'm like, you just live in the moment. You think, well, okay, I have an hour to eat lunch, or I have 2 hours to be with my husband. I don't have a husband. I have a cat. I have, today I have 4 hours I can sit at the computer, and you just sort of love the little bits of time that you
do.
get.
Yes. It's like, okay, I get 20 minutes to eat lunch, and I'm going to turn on the TV so I can get 20 minutes of TV. Or I actually now schedule in showers, or they don't have time. It's like, okay, I can shower between 7 and 9. I could shower.
That's
or
right.
yes. I schedule.
Yes.
If I look on my little my
You're good at
Google
that.
calendar, I have to schedule on what time
Yeah.
of the day I get the shower.
I don't schedule showers, but I do every once in a while think, oh my God, when was the last time I showered? When
Yeah.
was the last time I took my medication?
Right,
Like
yeah.
I have to stop and think like, when did I take my vitamins? Because, you are so busy that I should start scheduling everything like you do. Do
Yeah.
you send reminders to yours? The reminders pop up that
Yeah,
say,
they-
Patty, take a shower.
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of. They do. I
Alright.
don't really pay attention to those, but they just naturally do on Google Calendar. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
pretty
I'm
funny.
going to start doing that. I'm going to
Okay.
start scheduling showers because,
Go to bed. No,
it's funky because you don't want to wash your hair too much
right.
because, then it becomes fried. But I have to remember, like, what days am I going to actually be on camera? Those should be the fresh hair days.
Exactly.
So I have to shower the day before the camera days. And it's like just trying to work it all out when there seem to be more camera days than not these days. So.
Yeah, and we both have thin hair, so it's the
Yes.
when do you have the fluffy hair, the fresh, and how
Yeah.
many? Yeah,
I think you're not supposed to call it thin. You're supposed to call it fine, right? If
Fine.
it was thin, it would have big patches of.
okay,
Fine is when you have a lot of it, but it's like baby elephant hair.
yes,
Yes. And after when it goes flat when it's not freshly washed.
flat, fine,
Yeah. Flat and fine.
funny
Yeah.
hair,
Flat.
elephant hair. But fine sounds good, and I'd rather have.
Yeah,
Anyway.
than thin, which
Yeah.
just sounds like you need that spray,
Yeah.
spray that attaches to your hair. Yeah, we're not there yet. I'm not there yet. All right, we're going to get Celeste on the line with us. And if you want to get on with us next or somewhere down the line, you have to go to my cell and text us, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886, and we will put you on the list. I start making a list here. We've got some folks on it, and then we get you on for a reading, a healing, some counseling, whatever makes you happy with Patty and me, because as we do on Lightworkers Unite. Celeste, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend? Can you hear us? Okay, that's weird. And that Mercury retrograde.
Mercury retro. It's
All
been
right.
a tough one.
It really is. Right.
Computers, TVs, phones.
Okay. I just texted her. So I don't know why she's not answering. But I have somebody else here that also I have to get on. So let me find that person and get them on next. I have to remember the name. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not the one. Okay. So tell us about the last conference you went to while I try to figure out what's going on in my very busy phone right now.
The last conference I did was the Paramysticon Fair, which is the paranormal people and my witch people, the Northern California Black Hat Society. So it was great.
nice.
So I had exhibitor table to sell my books, which was great.
Right, and
then
you always sell a lot.
I sell a lot. And so, setting up at 8 a.m., and you know what exhibiting like at conventions, it's a lot.
crazy.
And at 2
Yeah.
o'clock, I spoke to like a sold out audience. 6 o'clock, we broke down. 7 o'clock, I helped them run the solstice ritual. 8 o'clock, I did a mediumship gallery to like 150 people, that's cool. Then at 9 o'clock, I did a seance for the same 150. I've never done a seance for more than 40. Because
Oh,
I said up
wow.
to 13 people around the table, but you can have some extras around the chairs. I had no idea it would be this packed. And because when I do a gallery,
So did
I
they do like a circle around the
circle
table?
around the table.
Oh, that's
Yes.
so cool.
It was great. But when I do a gallery, I peek open the veil so I could speak to the spirits of every. When I do a seance, I throw open the veil so everybody can experience. So I take responsibility for every person there. So it was like running a three-ring circus, and I loved every second of it. But it's like, okay, but it was so much fun. That's what I felt like. It's like I'm going to pass out now, but it was great.
Yeah, that's cool. I wish we could do that at Embrace Your Spirit. So Patty and I are going to be back in Dallas in October and November for the Embrace Your Spirit conference, and it's
Yes.
is it psychics and
Something and ghosts.
witches and ghosts? Oh
Oh
my!
my!
Is that what it
Yes,
is?
we're adding the paranormal bent
Okay.
to it.
And so it's 4 days this time instead of 3. And we should try to do that for the seance. I don't know if they're going to do like VIP tickets for the table, but then we could do also
Yeah.
a ring around. I love that because last time we did the super long table, and it's okay, except the problem is that all of us can't really see each other.
Right.
So it's nice if we can all connect to each other. I think there's a magical energy to things being in a circle anyhow.
Yeah. So it'll depend on what kind of table they have,
I
probably.
know. They have lots of cool stuff there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get Tammy on with us right now. Tammy, we're coming for you. And then we will try to find what happened to Celeste and everybody else that is ready to go, but not answering their phone because of Mercury retrograde. So, Tammy, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you? Oh, hang on. Tammy, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
Fine. How are y'all doing?
Wonderful. It's great to hear from you. Where are you from, sweetheart?
Phil Campbell, Alabama.
Alabama.
Beautiful. Alabama. Nice.
Kinda gave it
Beautiful.
away.
I've been there
Yeah.
twice.
It's a little bitty small town I live in called Phil Campbell.
Oh, it's
It-
Alabama's beautiful. Alabama, Mississippi. I'd never been there till a couple of years ago. I
Yeah.
love them both. I've
I've
never
never-
been to Louisiana.
I've never been to any of them.
Really?
I hadn't
I'm
been there.
Sheltered child.
Wow. Yeah, we got to get Patty out there to come visit.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, what's on your
Yeah.
mind? How can we help you, darling?
I just wondering if you had any advice for me.
Okay.
Going through a lot of stress right now with my family, my daughter, my old man, and I don't know, just always into it, and I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah, they're fighting with each other, or they're just in general having problems all the time.
It's just in general. It's like he doesn't treat her the same as he treats his son,
Yeah.
and like we own this land and she owns the land, and they traded, but now she's trying to get us to move out to where she can get her land back, and it's just a big argument, and I'm right in the middle of it because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's hard because I think that they're more alike than either one of them would want to admit.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a battle because everybody's coming at it like
I agree.
It's like a very left brain battle.
Yeah.
A little less logic and put a little bit more heart into it, and even try to have fun with it. Make it like it's a challenge. Who's gonna get the land? Turn it into like a weird game show or something.
He's not like that though.
No.
But
he's
you
an
can be.
alcoholic,
Yeah.
and he I haven't even really told him the last thing she said, but
Okay.
I've just kind of been keeping some, what this last fuss that she started from him, because I know what it's going to do when he finds out,
Yeah.
So
But
I'm just stressed out to my limit.
I know that you're in the middle because again, it's your daughter, your husband,
Right.
but try
Uh-huh.
not to take full responsibility for everybody. If everybody is grown-ups there,
I know.
that it's too much stress on you. If they're stressed, their
Yes,
creation.
it's killing me.
it is- yeah.
I'm in bad shape. I have diabetes and high
Right.
blood pressure. I have to take like between 10 and 15 pills a day, if not more.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
well,
for
and
different
remember
stuff.
that both diabetes and high blood pressure, and I have both myself, are stress is a
Right,
horrible
cholesterol,
factor for
yeah.
both. I mean, people don't think about diabetes and stress, but stress will shoot your
Uh-huh.
blood sugar up like nobody's business.
Right.
So
And aneurysms run in my family too. So I mean, just that's what killed my mother was stress.
so take care of
And-
yourself first. No
Yes.
matter what. Land is land is land is land.
Yes.
You know,
I know. And
just
I mean,
you,
I would
health,
pick
body.
up and move.
You
if
got
it was
one
me.
right now, body. So
Yeah.
take care of that.
Yeah.
In the morning,
Yeah.
come up with any kind of a practice that helps you, whether it's a breathing or meditation or walking in the park. Make that you won't have the time for yourself. Take the time for yourself. Make the time for yourself.
Yeah.
Because
That's something
nobody
I
else
don't
will.
do.
Nobody else will. And like
Yeah.
you said, you're killing yourself. You even use those words. Don't do it.
Yeah.
You first.
I
You
am,
first. You first. You will still be there for everybody. I promise.
Yeah, you need to take better care of yourself. Patty's right. And another thing, sweetheart, is that you with your husband and your daughter and the kind of personalities that they have, A lot of what they do is for attention. They're like kids screaming out for
Yes.
little kids screaming out for attention.
Don't give it to them.
Y'all are exactly right.
So
Yeah.
the more you feed it, the more upset you get, the more worried about it you get, the more that they're going to
Yeah.
keep doing it because they're getting a reaction.
Enabling.
So just stop
Yeah.
giving them both a reaction. Tell the two of them, you know what? I love you both, but you got to work this out. And if you decide never to speak to each other again, as long as you're both speaking to me, I'm fine with that. And we can either be a family or we can
Yeah.
not be a family, and it's completely up to you. So you guys figure it out, but it's actually beginning to hurt my health, and I'm out.
Yep.
And let them, and you'll be
Exactly, I know.
surprised sometimes how when you really throw down the walls of a boundary, how people that are constant drama and unbending in your life will suddenly bend. I had to do it. I had to do it today. I had to cut somebody off because the crazy was getting too crazy. And I basically just cut it off and I said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And then miraculously, he starts coming back with all these, oh, well,
Yeah.
what about this? Or could we try this? Or what about this? Or how about this? Or isn't it amazing?
It's
All you have to
amazing.
do is say, I have stepped out of the drama and I'm done. Patty's got cards.
Yeah, no, this
Well,
was,
that's kind of what I did to her the other night when she started her fussing. I just shut up and I sit there, and she said she's going to take off walking at night. And I don't like her out on the road at night. She's 23, but still, I worry about her. And I had her friends and everybody calling, trying to find out where she was because she wouldn't answer for me. Well, I just shut up and didn't say nothing else. Well, now she's calling me and acting like everything's fine. And nothing's happened, So I did, like you said, just let her go and not worry about her because she's big enough to do for herself.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
what I did this last time.
That's what you got to do, baby. You got to say I love you, but I'm seriously, I'm taking my cards and going home. I'm calling in my chips on drama. I can't play with the drama anymore. So I'm cashing in my chips, no more drama. And just say, you guys got to work it out. I love you and I love you.
Yeah.
And this is between the two of you. It's got nothing to do with me because I love everybody. Everybody loves me. So I'm just going to step away now. And you, after all these years of dealing with this, you guys had to figure this out because it's literally starting to hurt me. Hang on a sec, sweetheart. Patty's got some cards.
Me down.
Absolutely. Patty's got some cards for you. Hang on.
no, you really can. This can
Okay.
end okay. You have to see that. You've even given up on seeing that it can look okay, but
Yes.
it be okay. You've kind of, as much as you hate the situation, you're now used to the situation. That's why the switch
Oh, yeah.
shift, like she
This
said.
went on for years.
Yeah, it's just part of your way of being. So you have to create the shift.
Mhm.
You cannot change your husband, you cannot change your daughter, but the one
No.
thing you can change is how you react to them. And that's the 90%. And just what Sheena said, you stop
Yeah.
the drama, see that you have more control over it than you think you do, and it's not controlled by trying to feed into it. It's by stepping back. And you can find there's harmony to be found, but you have to see it in your mind's eye, and just step into it.
You have to be the adult, sweetie, because you're dealing with two kids that act like little kids.
It's like y'all are here with me because they're both two kids. They act like it.
Yep, that's it. They're children, sweetheart. You're going to be okay, and we love you, and we're thinking good thoughts for you. And you let us know how it goes, okay? And anything we can do to help you, we're here. That's what we do on Lightworkers Unite. We help folks like that. Today, Patty's throwing some cards. I'm just throwing out some advice. And we want to help you. We're live on Facebook right now. If you want to go there, I'm slowly but surely getting that link around everywhere. And so we're going to get Cara on with us now. And then we are going to then we're going to have more people. Send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. Oh, it's the Skype noise. If I forget to turn it down, then it happens. Let's see if we have
I like
her
the
yet.
Skype gurgle.
Is it? And then does a little song. Boo, boo, boo. Ding, ding, ding. I'll let you hear the song next time. We can dance to it. It's fun.
Leave your message.
Oh, nope. What's okay? So I called her and then I got a voicemail. She just sent me a text. So do I have the wrong number in? All right. What number? You get to see all the real behind the scenes things here in front of the scenes, folks.
The multitasking queen. I don't know how she does it, but she does.
I know. All I need is 2 more arms. If I just had 2 more arms, I could get so much more done. I would love that. And 15 more hours in the day, which you probably would appreciate that too.
Yes.
All right. So, okay. So we're waiting for Celeste because we don't know what happened to her. She was all set to go, and now we can't find her, which means something must have taken her off of her phone, which is totally okay. And then we're going to call, I want to call Phil is waiting, but I promised that Cara that she could come, and so, but I don't know what number to call, so we're going to put Phil up now. And then we'll get people as there. So if we're missing you, know that we're trying to call you, and we're not really sure what's happening, but that's okay because we just keep moving, and then we'll come back to you. So you haven't missed your spot. We just move you down the line, and we just make it work. All right, Phil, we're coming for you now. If you want to get on with us, 818-437-0886. Oh, I promise. Oh, no, it's ringing. You didn't get to hear the noise. All right, we'll do it next time. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Great, Gina. How you doing?
Wonderful. Great to hear your voice. Say hi to Patty, and how may we help you?
Hi, Patty. How are you?
I'm excellent. Nice to talk to you, Phil.
Nice to talk to you, too.
Nice voice.
I was hoping to get a reading involving, wait for it,
Uh-huh.
my love.
Oh,
Ooh.
love life. Yay. Okay. All right.
Go for it.
Go.
Okay, Phil. So what's going on? I mean, I remember.
I can't tell you it because my voice may, if I sound too enthusiastic, that may push you into the, oh yeah, it's definitely going to happen. Or if I sound like,
oh no,
oh blah blah blah, that may prompt you to
no.
say, oh Phil, stay away.
No, I don't really use voice. All right, we can play like that. I don't really use the tones in your voice because, unfortunately, sometimes if your voice sounds really happy, it's not necessarily what is going on with what I'm thinking spiritually. Patty's
Right.
going to throw a card, then I'll tell you.
Okay, well I'll let you know what I'm thinking. There's an old flame that's kind of sitting peripherally in my world, and
Okay.
I'm wondering what might happen or what maybe I should do about it.
Okay, Patty's going to give you the cards.
Well, this really is good. It's a karmic relationship. You know that. So it's like whether you believe in past lives or not, it's one of those lifetime things. And it also, to me, that means there's lessons to be had on both. The next card I did pull,
Okay.
again, these are just a jumping off point, was the Lover's card. So look at that. Lover's card.
How about that?
Don't overthink the whole situation. You get a little in your head, like what should I do? What should I do? Just kind of allow it to be a little bit, because this could be a really, really
Okay.
good relationship for you. But don't overcreate it. Does that make sense to you? Do you like?
It makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
overthink everything.
I was
Yeah.
going to say the same thing. Don't make it like it's automatically super happening when it's still working on happening.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
have fun with it, because it looks really good. And again, it is karmic. It's the universe, whoever is kind of bringing you together. So get what lessons you're supposed to get out of it too, because I think you've got a couple set in your way things that will pop up that maybe it's time to let go of, and the other
Okay.
person may as well. But it looks really good and really fun. So just have fun.
Yeah, just have fun. That's the
Okay.
thing.
Love
I think
it.
that, Phil, you tend to get involved in something and then try to lock it down right away. And
Right.
this is not a girl that is easily locked down. This is somebody that's more about sort of the osmosis of it kind of happening. It's not about okay, well, we're going to date for a week, and then in 2 weeks we're going to say we're officially seeing each other, and then in a month you're going to say you're officially my person, and then it just doesn't work like that. So you have to, right?
You're right, and you nailed it right on the head. You really did.
And you can be very overeager in the most lovely way. Patty?
No, and one other thing, one of you is holding on to a betrayal from another relationship. Let it go. It has nothing to do with this relationship, or even it could have been from
Oh.
a past thing. So if it's you, look into it and let go. Don't wear that shade of I've been hurt before or betrayed by before, especially betrayal over hurt. And if it's her, then give her the moment. If it's not you, give her the moment to um, move past it. If something weird
Really
gets
good advice.
energetic within you,
Yeah.
weird, go, oh wait, that was this other person.
Yeah.
I'm just holding on to that, and it really did feel like betrayal.
Yeah, and especially anything that happened between you two the first time around really needs to be let go. you
You're
know?
right.
And I think that's even more you,
It's
Phil.
me that needs to let go.
Right.
And
That's
it's
what I
me
said.
that
That's more
like,
you, Phil, because you're
likes to
hanging
lock
on.
things down, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're still hanging on to what happened last time. Is it going to happen again? Can I trust
You're right.
you? Sweetie, if you're going to
That's
start
right.
over again, like Patty said, to let it happen, just let that go. Because this is the thing, and I tell clients this all the time, and I'm sure, Patty, you do too. Moving forward with your life doesn't mean you have to go back and fix every single thing from the past.
Ooh.
Otherwise we're spending so much time in our lives trying to make up for the past that we never move forward. I mean, I have clients that they freak out about money and they're like, but I lost this much money over the last 10 years and I have to go back and make it up. And I'm always like, no, what you have to do is make your nut this year and then maybe do better next year and better the next year. We're always looking backwards to fixing things.
Yeah.
It's why we're so intrigued by our exes.
Right. So it's literally
No
it's just
kidding.
it's just get the lesson from why you lost the money or the betrayal of
Right.
before. Get the lesson from it, but let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
just-
like that. So let it go. Look forward. Don't look back. And
And
go
have-
with the flow.
And have fun.
Yeah, and go with that flow because we love that flow. Keep going with the flow,
Cool.
my friend. All right, you take care of you, Phil, and
Thank
you're in good
Good.
shape, my friend. So, we found Celeste. We're thinking about you, Phil. Let us know how it goes. We want to know how we love new relationships, and we're very excited. So, all right. So now we're gonna get Celeste back. So apparently Celeste had got disconnected. So that's what happened. Mercury retrograde happened. Bad phone connection. All right, here we go. Let me you can hear the song. There it is. Oh no, no, it's ringing. Pew, 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 pew.
Hello there.
Hi, how are you, Celeste? Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you, ladies?
We're fantastic. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
How may we help you, sweetheart?
I guess I was speaking a little bit about the lady before me. I've got some things going on, and recently, in the last 3 years, I've had a lot of loss in my family, and I lost my mom, my dad, and my mother-in-law.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so
And,
sorry.
My husband was undergoing a liver transplant and didn't know that his mother was dying. So I think I've got a little bit of PSD from this.
Yeah, a little PTSD. Yes, and that happens, right?
Yes. So it's a lot, and I guess I try every day to keep pushing forward and staying strong, but I miss them, and sometimes, it's my big support system, right? My parents, and I just feel kind of lost. I'm an only child. My husband's an only child, and it's just been very difficult. Not knowing how the future is going to be, not necessarily wanting to know, but just things settling down.
Yeah.
And it's a little rough sometimes.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Patty,
you
do
know,
you want to
try
throw
to
a card?
stay
Yes.
positive.
Yeah. Try a little less. Give yourself a little leeway.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna be okay. It's okay the days you're not okay.
Yeah.
Make that okay. There's a couple
Mhm.
things you need to let go of, including a guilt, like and a responsibility for
Mhm.
things. There's nothing you could do or could
Uh-huh.
have done. You are going to be fine. Your
Mhm.
parents are still there with you. Believe me, we've both lost our
Yeah.
parents and
Mhm.
things, and they will hang. But you have to turn her
Yeah.
into. You have to allow, instead of being your dead mom or your dead dad or your dead in-law,
Mhm.
it's your spirit mom, your spirit dad, your spirit in-law, and it changes their relationship. It actually helps them on the other side. I look up a thing called a dumb supper. It's where you really let their fleshly body go, because that's the one thing you can't have back. And then you can settle
Mhm.
into the new spirit relationship, because they will. Again, nothing dies. Science proves that.
Yeah.
And you have your husband, so yay. So why mess up the present now? You have somebody who loves you. You're both only children, versus
Right.
what you don't have anymore. It's like that glass half
Right.
full thing.
Right. Yes.
And you have to
Right.
again, I'm seeing a bunch of weird guilt that there's no reason for. You have to do things to make yourself happy and to know you're really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's great about the dumb supper? And Patty always recommends it. And I never heard about it till Patty talked about it. So energetically, right in your chakras, you connect with living people, like Patty and I connect with each other through our solar plexus chakra. And it's sort of like there's a hook in Patty's and a hook in mine in the most lovely way, and kind of a cord that connects it. So when somebody dies, people don't want to cut that cord, but you can't have a living cord connection with someone who's no longer here. So you need to cut that
Mhm.
cord, and then you need to allow the person who has passed to come back and reconnect the cord through your third eye chakra and then through your heart. And so sometimes when somebody's passed and we don't want to let them go, we're holding on and holding on and holding on to this earthly connection with somebody who's no longer on the earth. So when my mom died, as she was dying, I felt her unlacing the connection. It felt like an ice skate unlacing. And I panicked. I thought, oh my God,
Mhm.
what's she doing? Because I could feel her leaving. But she cut the cord before she died. My mother was a very evolved, intense spiritual being. And she knew that to cut
Mhm.
it, because she did that, my amount of grief was so lessened almost immediately. I mean, I thought I would die when she died.
Me
And
too.
Patty's known me the whole time, right? And Patty and I, our moms died a couple months apart.
And they were our best friend.
Yes, totally our best friends. And we've been miraculously pretty okay through it
Yeah.
because they guide us from spirit, as yours are trying to do, but also because they let us go on an earthly way and then reconnected us in a spiritual way. You can be connected to someone who's passed for as long as they're still at home until they reincarnate. But you have to allow yourself to let them connect the way that they can connect now, and not sort of be trying to recreate an earthbound connection
Yeah.
with them, because they're just not here anymore. And that's going to lessen your grief so much, sweetheart. That is going to help so much with your grief. You know?
Right. Yeah, I think it's a tough thing. I mean, my mom had lung cancer, so watching her die was so
Oh,
different than my
honey, I'm
dad
so
dying
sorry.
unexpectedly, you know. And I had to move from one loss to another very quickly with my husband being ill. So it's just been a lot of many emotions, and trying to find that happy place, is so hard
Yes.
at times because of that grief. And I want to be strong for my kids. I want to be strong for my husband, and we're blessed that we still have each other.
You are so
Um,
blessed.
yes, and so I guess it's just knowing,
You're going to be
this
okay.
is what, yeah, gotta be okay.
Yeah, and know that they're around you, those folks that have just passed. And they're at this point
Yeah,
more worried about you than they're worried about them, because they're at home and everything's wonderful.
And they're healthy. There's no more pain. There's no
Right.
more cancer. There's no
Right.
more whatever else
right.
they had.
There's a beautiful 360 awareness
Yeah.
of so many things we can't even comprehend, and they're in a super zen place. They're more
Right.
worried about what kind of place you're in right now, sweetheart. That's their main
Yeah,
concern. So the best
right,
way that you can honor them is for you and your husband to be happy,
Mhm.
right.
because that's how you honor them, is you show them how you're living well beyond them not being able to be here anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And do
It's
things to
just
make you
harder.
happy. It,
It is hard, sweetheart. I know it's so hard. I absolutely know that. Patty, do you want to
Yeah.
do you want to throw a card?
I actually did. You would be really good. Again, you are wrapped pretty tight because of all this, understandably. One of the things I do is follow moon cycles. It's really easy. It's actually in my little book, but right now we have an amazing full moon. It's a buck moon. So tonight, whether you could see it or not, go outside. Number one, be great and grateful for everything you have in your life, for your
Yes.
husband, for your children. That you have 10
Right.
fingers. If you have 10, just be in gratitude and do it tonight.
Mhm.
And then the next couple of weeks, while the moon is waning or getting smaller, every morning we go up. The moon's waning. I'm going to let go of stress. I'm going to let go of worry. I'm going to let go of sadness just a little bit, because we are almost 70% water.
Yeah.
We are run by the moon. So the whole waning
Right.
moon, it's written on every calendar, let go. On the new moon in about 2 weeks, then do a little contemplation. What do you need now? What do you feel now?
Uh-huh.
And then the next almost 2 weeks of the waxing moon, it's getting bigger now. You see it out the window. Add into your life. a little more fun, a little more laughter, a little more time with your kids or your family. Now all of a sudden you are literally consciously creating, which we try to do every single day in the 30-day month. You've 2 weeks of adding into your life what you want and need, that celebration and gratitude under the full moon, the releasing on the waning moon of what's not good or bad, but what no longer serving you. And the good stuff in your life will start to get better
Mm-hmm.
faster and faster, and the stuff you don't need will start to fade away. And it will help both this grief and releasing. You again, we all have a lot of moon energy. We are all run by the moon. It's not just a crazy full moon, but you really do. I see it in your
Hmm.
spirit. So you're extra
Okay.
affected by it, and you've so wound now. You're
Okay.
not there.
Yeah. Yes.
But
So,
it'll
thank you. I
just
appreciate
easy
that.
tool that's free and takes seconds a day and can make huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And since you
Yes.
two are all you have, like you said, you have each other. So focus on that.
Yeah.
Spend time together. Enjoy.
Yes.
Spend time with the living. Don't focus on who's not here anymore.
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. That's what they're saying they want you to do.
Yeah. Take your family outside
Yeah.
with the full moon and just
Mhm.
be grateful you have each other.
And I know it's terrible to watch
Yeah.
someone die, but you know what? She's saying, you know what? It's over. I'm done. It's
Yeah.
over. I'm
Right.
happy. Now I want you to feel joy and happiness and be euphoric and live with reckless abandon and laugh and love and live and not focus on what it was like when I died, because when she looks at her life, she's not focusing on that time that she was dying. She's focusing on all the time before that you had happy memories.
Right.
And I know it's hard, sweetie. We
Okay.
know it's not easy. We've been there. Look, every once in a while, something
Yeah.
will happen in my life, and I will think, wow, my ass is still kicked from my mom dying 3 years ago.
Yeah. It doesn't go away.
But then
It
I go
just
back to
changes.
focusing
You're
on happy,
right.
happy, happy. And every once in a while, if my
Yeah.
ass feels a little kicked, well, the rest of the year I was happy.
Yeah.
So it's just about how
Yeah.
many good days you can put in there, because if you start to dwell on
Yeah.
it becomes, you can really dwell on
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And living in gratitude is a big thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's so much to be grateful for,
Absolutely, sweetheart.
Every day is a gift.
Absolutely.
So,
And that's what your mama wants you to know. And also, you listen more. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
yeah.
Because she wants
Yeah.
to talk to you all the time, but she's worried that you're so in grief you're not listening. So
Right.
set the grief down a little bit and open up your heart and listen for her, because she's here to give you the messages and she wants to talk to you.
Okay. Well,
right.
thank you very much. I appreciate
Sweetheart, you are very welcome. Thank you. We love and adore you, and we just want you to be okay. Please stay in touch. You've got my information, and let us know how you are, because we're thinking about you. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you want to get on the air with us, you just send me a text to 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. How are you holding up from your mom's passing, Patty?
I am doing well, and amazingly well. I certainly miss her sometimes.
Yeah, me
It's like,
too.
or you get that thing, you forget she's dead for a second, and you
Yeah.
go, I need to call mom. Well, I'll call mom. I just
Yeah,
not going to pick
that's
up
hard.
the phone to call mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
she would love this, like experiencing something. Like, oh, mom, I wish I could be this. Call mom and tell her what just happened. But I'm doing great, and I know she's doing great.
Yeah,
So
I do too.
it's life. It's the one guarantee in life, right?
Yeah, we're all going to die.
We're all gonna die.
We're all going to die. Unless we find the cocoon in the pool, like in
It-
Cocoon. Then we're never going to get old and we're never going to die. Remember that?
Yep.
My mom used to always say that over and over again and laugh. And then, and then she died. But I mean, years later. It's interesting because I was telling Patty for the first time on Sunday, I was kind of up doing a little preaching at my church in front of the big congregation. I do an interfaith service once a month in the theater in the basement. And I'm doing one on the Saturday, the 20th. If you're free, please come, SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. But I was up in front of the congregation sort of introducing my night. And my mom always wanted to go to church, but never could find a church that resonated with her. So I'm sitting in the front row. I get up and I do my thing. And miraculously, my knees, I stood the whole time.
Wow.
I didn't even have to sit. And that was so weird, right? And I didn't even have I had my dress braces on, which are not like as, orthopedic as the regular ones I wear. So I sit, then we stand up and it's time to sing. And I wasn't raised in a church, right? So I don't know any of these songs. I knew all these songs. Like I just knew, they put the lyrics up on the screen, which helps for the live feed, the internet feed. But I mean, I knew these songs, like I was learning them so fast, and all of a sudden, I feel my mom. She's kind of on my right shoulder, which is I always feel her, and she's like dancing back and forth, and she's like laughing and singing the songs. And I thought, oh, mom finally found a church that she would wanted to go to, and now I'm a pastor there, and she was just dancing and singing and loving it. And it was like I got to take her to a church with me that she really loved.
Wow.
And that, those moments where you realize they're not gone, and then everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
So I just live to honor her every day. And I think that Celeste too, do something to honor your mama. Do something that she would love, either for yourself or for others, in her honor. And then that keeps me going.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good, living the way she would want me to live. And we're going to get Crystal on with us now. You could be in our lineup. Just go to my text, send me a text message, 818-437-0886, and we'll get you in the system. And then we call you, and when we're calling you, you're not constantly trying to call and never getting through. It's so much easier this way. It's smooth. I like it when it's smooth, Patty. I like a smooth setup. I do. Crystal, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend? Hello?
Smooth.
I know you're there.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear us? Smooth.
Yes, I can now.
Smooth.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How you guys doing today?
We're fantastic. What's on your mind, my friend, and how may we help you? Say hi to Patty.
Hi, how you doing?
Excellent.
Sorry, you guys are kind of cutting out.
Oh, no.
My question is, I had some signs of some feathers that were following me around for a while, and so I looked up the significance of it, and it said that I had a spirit guide who was a relative of mine watching over me, making sure that I don't feel alone. And it was a moment of time that I was feeling really alone.
Oh.
And I was just wondering if you could possibly tell me who in my family could be the spirit guide.
Oh, okay.
Who in my family is my spirit guide or something?
I don't. Okay, so let's talk about spirit guides, Patty.
Okay.
I sort of differentiate sometimes between spirit guides and guiding spirits.
Yeah.
So I consider my mother to be a guiding spirit. I don't consider her to be one of my spirit guides, because I think your spirit guides are kind of set out at birth.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily people you were on the earth with. Are you the same way about
Yeah,
that,
I'm
Patty?
the same way. And I've never used the guiding spirit because I say ancestor.
Oh, I like that.
use ancestor.
Okay, maybe I got it backwards.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Words are crazy. That's why because there's 1,000 different words for soulmate, for spirit guide, for all of that. So, but again, it's ancestor, a relative guide.
Yeah. I like guiding spirit
Gotcha.
because I think of it as somebody who guided you on earth, and then they go and they're in another place now, and they're still helping to guide your life.
Yeah, I'm
Do
trying
we
to.
have anyone in our family that has passed that are watching over us?
Oh, of course.
Of course. And you have, I'm trying to figure out the feather, because you have a male and a female. So I was going, which one's got the feather? Which one's got the feather?
Yeah.
You have strong male and strong female, and I think you know who they are.
Yeah, I agree.
There's quite a few. I'm trying to narrow it down, or if it's all of them,
Yeah. Did you have a grandmother that you were very close to?
Yes.
And
yeah, she passed away, I think, almost 10 years ago. Yeah.
And she was almost like a second mother, kind of.
Yeah, basically.
That's your strong female.
And the male, I'm getting kind of an uncle-ish thing. And I don't know if it was close physically to you, but did you have an uncle that had a special bond? Feels uncle-esque.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
It's him.
Kind
of funny?
Yes.
Kind of funny?
And a what?
Kind of funny? You had
Kind
a
of
good
funny?
sense of humor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We were always laughing.
Yeah, that's him.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I don't know which one is holding the feather, but you have both of those.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
So
good to know. Thank you very much.
He will bring you. He wants to remind you of levity and laughter and the fun you guys used to have to lighten things up a little bit. And she's protection and comfort, right?
Yeah,
Love.
she really is. She really, really is.
Yeah.
Really protecting you all the time. you know?
And he just wants you to laugh.
That's nice to know. That's really nice to know.
You
Thank
also
you.
have a very, as far as spirit guides go, you have a very nature-based spirit guide that probably sometimes throws feathers at you too. Um,
Nice.
Native American. I don't know if you have any Native American blood. You don't have to. Spirit guides don't necessarily have to be ancestral. Sometimes they can be, you know, just some cool soul that got assigned to taking care of you. It's like their home job. It doesn't necessarily mean that you know them from somewhere. But do you have kind of a draw to Native American spirituality?
I can kind of feel that. My mother never always knew what I was. She always said I had Native American in me, though. Other than that,
There you go.
I've been questioning that theory myself. But yeah, I feel more. I understand. I get that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in a way.
Yeah.
My grandma was always into that too.
There you
See?
go. There you go. And hence the feathers. It's funny because I almost never get feathers every once in a while, but I get pennies. My mother was obsessed with finding pennies. So I get pennies. And
Really?
when I first threw my knees, when my knees first I fell off a stage and hurt my knees when I was in a musical. They got really bad when it got cold. And 2 days after it got cold, Patty and I did a show. 2 days after I threw the first one out, I did one of my Raising the Vibration gatherings 2 days after the second one went out. So I literally had no knees and I was in so much pain. And we have like a little donation box for my nonprofit. And I had cleaned it all out and it was sitting there with nothing in it. And I was looking for some papers and my niece was there and she said, "Could you have put the papers in the donation box?" And I said, "No, I emptied out the donation box." And she picked it up and something was rattling in there. And she said, "Well, what's rattling in here?" I said, "I don't know, but I just cleaned it out and there's nothing in it." And she opened up and she said, "There's a penny in here." And she handed it to me and it said 1933 and that was my mother's birth year.
Wow.
I'm like, "Oh, hi, Mom." There we go.
Wow.
And so I get those all the
33,
time.
that's how old I am.
Wow.
There you
See,
go.
Good number. I just got goosebumps all the way around. And copper is magic. We use copper and magic all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
It's a conduit. It's
Yeah.
a magical metal. So
Yeah.
pennies from heaven.
So wonderful.
Mhm.
Keep a piece of copper on you is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. So people sometimes different things come dependent upon who the guide is, you know, who the spirit is. So if your grandmother was into Native American spirituality, she might even have had some Native in her and just didn't talk about it. Then most definitely
It's
that's
definitely
probably where the
possible,
feathers
yeah.
are coming from. Because, you know, sometimes people didn't used to talk about
Yeah.
all the things until before we talked about our 23andMe and our ancestry.com. People didn't
Yep,
necessarily
exactly.
talk about what was in their ancestry. Everything
Right.
was a big surprise and a question mark.
Yep, exactly. Thank you so much,
Oh my
lady,
God.
for your time.
Thank you,
That
Crystal.
was
You're
awesome.
wonderful. I'm so glad we helped you. And anytime you need us, we're here. That's what Lightworkers Unite is about. It's about helping any way that we can. And if you want to get on the air with us like Crystal did, then you just, send me an email. Text me, 818-437-0886. You can't send me an email because I can't find it. You can't call me because I can't really pick up the phone and be like, "Oh, hi, do you want a reading?" Because I'm on the air. And please don't Facebook message me because I have so many Facebook pages that I will be running around looking for that thing. And that's just like a never ending crazy. So
Facebook Messenger is like a black hole. I have a couple of pages. I don't know how you find anything on yours. Yeah. It's a
Oh.
black hole. Facebook Messenger.
yeah,
I
have
find things.
to.
Oh, wait, it came from 2016. Oops.
I have to because that's where everybody tries to contact me.
Yeah.
And I've gotten used to having to go through those boxes and emptying them out because no matter how many times I tell people, don't Facebook message me. Like I do a live broadcast every Friday from my bed called I'm Raising Your Vibration. And I will tell people, look, I've got the camera on my face, the phone. Do not text me because the phone is the camera today. I have my laptop here. I can go to one email box and check because honestly, I'm on camera. So I can't do a whole, and there's nobody talking but me. So I give them just my Sheena at IamRaisingYourVibration.com email and tell them, you have got to email me in this box. It's the only way I can get them. And I'll say, don't Facebook message me. And as soon as I say that, Facebook Messenger starts popping up on the phone. And I'm like, what did I just say? So it's kind of become the running joke that I tell people, please don't. And then they do.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you do. I'm not mad, but you're not going to get a reading.
Right.
If you want to get a reading, you have to find a way to get a hold of me. And when you're on camera, there are limited ways that you can access things.
Yeah, that gets into like neuro-linguistic programming. Our mind doesn't understand don't, not, like I don't want to be tired. All you hear is tired. I want to be awake. That's interesting because we don't hear the don't.
Yeah. What do we do? How do we
We
handle that?
would just email. You don't mention Facebook Messenger. You just go email me, email me, email me. That's what they would say.
Oh,
those people.
okay. All right. That's what they're hearing?
Mhm.
That's strange, though, right?
Yeah.
That's like a strange kind of subliminal
It's
oppositional
very
defiance.
well, life.
Humans.
Strange operational defiance.
Humans.
Yeah.
And this is another thing. So I'll tell you now, as long as we're talking about this, if you're in the chat right now, and I see so many of you in the chat right now, if you are in the chat saying, I want a reading, I want a reading, I want a reading, that's so beautiful. And I'm so glad you want a reading, and I'm so glad you're telling the world. However, if you want to get a reading, you got to tell me, because we're not in the chat reading. We're on the air reading, and we would love to read you on the air, but you got to come and find us. So I'll put that up again in the chat so you're reminded. So we're gonna get Kara on now, and then we will figure out who's next. And I will go in the chat and fancy around a little bit. And Mercury retrograde continues. What is it by the end of the month? 5 or 6 planets in retrograde.
I don't know. I try not to follow.
The Saturn return continues until September 18th. The Mercury retrograde, Chiron is in retrograde now, just in time for this lunar eclipse and giant full buck moon. It's a full buck moon,
Full
people.
buck moon.
Full
It's a full
buck
buck
moon.
moon.
And a lunar eclipse at the same time. Oh, and look, someone's calling me.
They don't hear the
There's
don't.
your proof,
we don't
people.
hear the don't.
Someone
We
is
don't
calling
hear
me
the
right
don't.
now. So if you are calling me and you live in Mars Hill, what is ME, Maine? I can't pick up the phone and say, hey, I'd love to give you a reading, but you're not on the air. So that's not it's not a call-in number. You got to text me. 818-437-0886. Text. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you? Say hi to Patty.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can totally hear you. How are you, my friend?
Oh, cool. I'm all right. I'm going through a kind of crazy time in my life with my kids.
You sure are.
My son. He, as you know, he had a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, for you guys that don't know. He was impaled while playing with his sister. With the curtain rod went through his forehead.
Wow.
And penetrated into his brain about 3.5 inches.
Yeah,
so,
it's still stuck in there. They were swinging a curtain rod
recovering.
around, and the inside of the curtain rod came out and went right into his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing really good, you guys.
Yes.
Like miraculous. Like
Beautifully.
Yes. I had a reading from you like about a month or 2 months ago, and I remember you had told me that, my sister was there in the backyard and she was watching kind of worried, and I didn't know why.
Oh,
Because
sweetheart.
it didn't make sense
I'm so sorry,
at the time,
sweetheart.
but now I know why, because that's where my kids were and they got hurt right there. So it's crazy. So I just wanted to see if Patty could pull a card for me and
Yes, of course.
just see what's going on with my son, if this infection's going to go away, or what's the future holds for me right now.
What's his first name?
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel? Ah, beautiful name.
Beautiful. Yeah. He's such a good kid. He's got such a great spirit.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's going to
he's
grow.
very good.
He is. Yes, I put the second highest card in the deck, the hope and possibility card. So
Oh,
keep seeing that
nice.
hope and possibility. Then I pulled a grown-up man, the King of Cups, which to me, he's going to grow up into a beautiful, loving, full of love man with this great appreciation of life. This great, again, as hard as all this is, it's what we get out of it. So he is going to be just fine. And the first card that I keep pulling, and I closed it up by mistake, is it's called the world in most cards, the universe in my card, which means the world is his energetically and yours. So again, keep that positive. Like you said, it's near miraculous. It is going to be miraculous. And whatever the negative that comes from it, there's going to be way more positive in who he is and who he becomes from this.
You can't even tell that he's had an injury. Like, I mean,
He's magic.
there's other kids here that have had injuries that aren't even as, I don't even call it luck, miraculous, healed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
he just pulled through this like a champ. He's not cried one time.
That's amazing. And I did
You
pull the
know.
luck card, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's all of the above. And your love, what you're doing for him is amazing and just going to take him through. So I've got this little list of these beautiful, positive, all will be well cards. So you have to breathe a
Mm.
little.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I do.
harder on you than on him
What
right now.
What about my daughter? I think she's carrying a lot of guilt for,
I do too.
What's her first name?
Gabriella.
Yeah, she is for sure.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's 8.
Okay.
She'll be 9 next month, Leo.
Okay. She is going to be fine. You need to come up with fun little ritual ways for her to release that, for her to talk about it. She's one of these
Yes.
people. She she has a language of numbers. Just have her pay
Yes.
attention to numbers, patterns in numbers. Does not have to be in math like she's going to get in school. Whether it's simple numerology or just numbers, the universe is going to talk to her that way, in ways to give her really good messages. So does that make sense to you that she has that?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yes.
so again, that's kind
Um,
of like the angels, the heavens talking to her in that. She is going to be okay, but just come up ways for her to release because she
like
did nothing.
111, like,
Yes.
the universe is talking
Yes.
to you. Okay, yes. One other thing I wanted to ask. Do
Please.
you guys see my son being a healer? I see him being a healer.
You know
Like
what? I
my
just was
husband.
going to say that. I was just going to say he's coming back with gifts, but I didn't want to interrupt
Yeah.
you and Patty. He is so coming back with gifts and start looking for them right away. I feel like he's also already seen stuff in the hospital that you're not seeing. Like he's
Oh, no,
starting
I've
to see
seen it.
things.
I've seen some stuff here. I've seen it in his room, like about 3 or 4 times. And I see spirit, but it's not in the spirit form. It's just like not orbs, but like a mist.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I said when I pulled this beautiful, loving man, this king of hearts. Again, the man he is because of this, or the man he will become.
Yeah.
Which, of course, healer
Oh.
certainly makes sense to that.
Yeah,
'cause
but he's seeing like other dimensional, like he's seeing the beyond and the three-dimensional world crossing into each other in his room. Has he told you that?
I've asked him because I've seen some things, and he hasn't quite expressed that to me, but he's told me that he's seen things in our house, and he opens up to me about it. And my husband's not a big believer in that thing. He thinks it's messing with the taboo, but me and him are very spiritual, and we believe because we've seen. So I think he's just I just sense that he's going to be a healer. I feel that. Oh, I don't know. I think
No.
he's just got so much love to give.
He has got a miraculous life coming for him.
Yeah.
And one day he's going to look back, not in the too distant future, sweetheart, and he's going to thank you and thank your sister for this happening to him,
his sister.
Yeah.
because this is the best thing that ever happened to him. It just
Yeah,
takes
it's
a
crazy to
minute
think
to
that,
figure
but
it out.
I mean, I think it's brought our family closer together.
Oh, but you're gonna have to be prepared that you have like a little oracle child now, and you're gonna have to protect him from all those messages coming in and help him realize how to deal with it, and from other people wanting to be near him to get the messages. I mean, he's gonna be like a little,
Yeah.
a little
I
oracle
never
child.
was that lucky when I was little, but
See?
at least, I think I was, he was my son for a reason,
Yes, I agree. I agree because you're the right one to know how to handle this. And so
Yeah.
just the way that he's dealt with it, I feel like he's gone home. Has he mentioned going home and talking to Spirit about what happened to him?
No, he hasn't, but he told me he was in a bright place, but he never really mentioned talking to Spirit. I've asked him a couple times, but maybe he's just not, receiving the messages yet,
He is, but I
putting it
think he just
together.
Subliminal.
I think
it's
he's
not like words.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's so out of it with the medications and everything that he just
Yeah.
doesn't quite when he has some time afterwards to sort of sober up from all the drugs and the stuff, he's
Yeah, the
more
pepper and
and the trauma, and he's more sentient. he will remember this time period. He'll remember the messages that he got.
Because I see him staring, and I'm like thinking, I know you're thinking such deep things right now because I can feel it being an empath, and I can feel the emotion. Like I even felt the trauma from the brain in the very beginning, and that I was getting these major headaches. And I was like, "Are you having headaches?" And he's like, "No, Mom." And I'm like, "No, you are. I'm feeling them." So, I see these looks on his face, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, what are you thinking, my son? Talk to me." And he just smiles, and he's like, "Hey."
Yeah.
And he's as happy as can be.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's not always thinking. Sometimes it's just that being, that more right brain, almost download information coming in without having to know the words to it.
Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? He's going to be fine, sweetheart. There's just going to be a little bit of a journey because his brain is going to be remapping for the next 5 or so years around the parts that don't work, and the parts that do work are going to be growing up to compensate for those parts. And that's a bit of a journey in itself. And I went through that. I had a closed head injury when I was 23, and it really is a 5-year window for your brain to remap itself. And make up for the things that most of the things. I have a little bit of tiny things still, but not nearly like I had, because the other parts of your brain kind of grow up and make up for it. That's the beautiful thing about how your brain works, that it does that for you.
Yeah, he was very like gentle and reserved before, and now he's more class clowny. Like he makes fun of people now, and he was never like that before. And it's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful, like he's blooming.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He's blooming into this new person, and it's different, but it's beautiful.
Honey, it's so beautiful, and you have to get used to who he is now. My mom had to get used to who I was, and it was hard on her because I went from being this, super straight A, type A college student to suddenly being somebody who just wanted to sit and talk about, the other realms all day long, and kind of be real flowy, and sometimes be like not remember to pay my bills. And she had to take my checkbook over for like 5 years and pay my bills, because honestly I was in terrible credit state, because like 3 months would go by and I'd be like, oh, I'm pretty sure I paid that bill. I just didn't have any short-term memory or memory of anything. So she just took it over, and she paid all my bills and just kind of let me do the things I could do, which were all the creative things, my TV show, my band, because I could handle all the left right brain thinking. I couldn't handle any of the left brain thinking. Even so, that's not my forte anymore. Patty says I'm multitasking here, but not the way I would have before that head injury. I would have been practically bionic with the whole thing.
You know what? That's so funny that you said that, because he's like, Mom, I'm practically a robot now, because he's got metal, plates in his head.
Yeah.
And he's like, he started making these jokes. He's like, I'm practically a robot and talking like a robot. And it was so like emotional, but it made me laugh.
Bionic
man. Good. He wants to make you laugh. He's more worried about this on you than he is on him. He's a really good sport, and he's taken it really well. He's much more concerned about you, sweetheart.
Yeah. I feel like I just want him to be okay, and then I'll be able to breathe,
Yeah.
Breathe now. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be just fine, sweetie. The more you take care of yourself, like Patty and I were talking about with our first caller today, the more you take care of yourself, the stronger that you can be for him. And so he's going to especially need you when he's home all the time and he's really rehabbing and he goes back to school. I mean, these are times when he's really going to need you. So build up your reserve now and be strong.
Yeah, well, we're basically living out of the hospital right now.
Yeah,
so I've been here for a long time, and this is crazy. And I don't even know if I want to let him go back to school right away. Do you think I should let him go? Because I'm worried about him getting a secondary brain injury, because they're like, if he falls or hits his head or anything, no sports, no nothing, because if he does that, it's like fatal.
I think you should cross that bridge when you come to it.
Yeah, and I do think, don't overprotect him. He won't need it. He is divinely protected. Yes, don't let him go play football, but let him get into
no
school.
Football this year.
Let him, when the doctors say he can, let him back into school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like he is divinely protected, because he's made it through more things than I've
He's absolutely
ever
look like. What's the
ever
chance
even come
a
across
piece of a
across
curtain
stuff.
rod would come out and impale your brain? Like that's not an accident. That's weird. There's
That
a reason
that is
why
so
that
weird.
happened.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it happened. There's a reason why it went just into the part of his brain it went into. There's a reason why that didn't kill him. There's a reason why they
Oh
can't
my
take it
God.
out and it's still in there. All of those things are for a reason. It's because all of those things are triggering his abilities, which is going to be the next part of his life.
Yeah, and honestly, when I was 2, I was in a car accident and I flew through the window, and I think that's my ND. I think that's what triggered my
Yep.
abilities.
My NDE triggered mine at 23. Yep. Patty,
You
did you
know,
have anything like
and
that?
so
Go ahead.
it's crazy. I feel like this was meant to happen,
I agree.
but I hate to say that.
No, why? Don't hate to say that.
I don't know. I don't ever want to wish anything on my kids, but
No, but
I
it's
just
happened
think-
now. You can't do anything about it except make the best of it. So
Yeah.
now that it's happened,
Yeah.
make peace with it. Think of what the good reasons for why it happened. Make the best of it. Make peace with it, sweetheart, and let it go and just love your boy.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. So, Patty, did you have some kind of an NDE? Well, keep us posted, sweetheart. We love you. Let us know how you're doing.
I don't really think so, but just with the weird health stuff like we've discussed before,
Yeah.
there was so much that mortality and
Mhm.
things going
Yeah.
to it. I don't
Lots
think
of
I actually
surgeries.
had it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Lots of surgeries. Lots of that from the time I was a year and a half when I had my first surgery.
Wow.
Um, but and then also having gifts from my mother, and my mother went to a very well known psychic once that told her that my grandmother had the gifts too, and that's why she partied. Gotta love an Irish grandma. So from that line, but also really when I had the NDE in the car accident, really the next day I started seeing shadow figures out of the corners of my eyes, and it was immediate after I went home and came back. I definitely brought something with me. Plus, I think the head injury just made it like an interesting conduit because when the parts of your brain that control, like I remember how to pay the checks and what day it is and the short-term memory and the concrete thinking, when that stuff dies and the abstract thinking grows up to compensate for it, well, a lot of the abstract thought, that's all your psychic stuff. So
Yeah, that's because I have a brain tumor. I've had a brain tumor in my head for 30 years, and I think it pushes on that pituitary, the
Yep.
pineal, and all that. So, if people go, "Oh, horrible brain surgery," it's like, no, I think it makes me more psychic.
I
Yeah.
agree. Now, do you have to go get it checked every?
I do, but it's just
To make sure it
just
isn't
hangs,
growing,
It's
or
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I always knew if they ever had to remove it, this is how they'd remove it through the.
Wow. Maybe you ate your twin.
Maybe I ate my twin. Maybe I had that NDE in utero when they gave my mom that drug, and maybe I did have it. Just
And I have those situations where people have benign brain tumors and then they open them up and there's like an eyeball and lips and
Yeah.
hair in there and it's like your
Maybe
twin. Maybe
other
you ate
Patty.
your twin.
Maybe I did.
Other Patty.
Other Patty. Patty's evil sister in her head.
She's in there with a little crystal ball, like making all the decisions with her one eyeball and one tooth and a piece of hair. That I think it's such a funky phenomenon that you usurp your twins
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's a trip.
So okay, so here's my funky thing. So I mean, obviously everyone knows that I'm intersex, so that's funky enough. But when I was intersex, folks oftentimes have other mutatey conditions, and when I was a year and a half, they had to close when your first trimester, you have gills because we're all before our lungs form, we breathe through our first trimester gills, and mine tried to start to open again
Wow.
when I was a year old.
Mermaid girl.
And I was going to be like, Sheena from the Black Lagoon. And it was getting really close to my facial muscle. And he said, we got to fix this or it's going to make one half of her face will droop forever. So,
Wow.
so see, first trimester gills, that's an interesting, funky mutation. And interestingly enough, the gills tried to open, but my ear canals didn't develop until I was 10.
Wow.
So I had really tiny ear canals. I used to get infections and I didn't hear very well. Now I hear great, but it took till I was 10. So the ear canals you should have at birth, I didn't get till 10, but the gills were like, and fish, have the little tiny and then the gills.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's my funky
Fish girl.
funky mutatey thing. I didn't eat my twin, but it's not as cool a story as Patty, who might have eaten her twin. But I was supposed to be like Aqua Woman, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or Aqua Mutant or whatever it is that I am that, who knows. So we're going to get Susie on with us right now. And then I think Michael said he texted me, but I'm looking for the text from Michael. Still don't have the text from Michael, interestingly enough. Okay, so Susie, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
Hello, Sheena. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you? Say hi to Patty, and how may we help you, darling?
Hi, Patty. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you.
I'm glad you kind of got your audio fixed at the top of the show. You're kind of fading in and out. It was hard for people to hear you. So
Facebook is like the mom from Carrie. You're always locked in the closet, and you never know why. But the good news is that LA Talk Radio always makes a copy of it. So even if Facebook gets funky, we always have a backup, which is wonderful.
that is awesome. That is awesome. So this morning I woke up with Mercury retrograde syndrome. That's what I call it. And when you wake up in a funk and you know that the planets are aligning that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a kind of rough start to the day. I've tried to fight back to bring it back positive and everything. But I was wondering if Patty could take a look at cards for me possibly and give me a read on what's there and,
Sure.
you know, kind of bolster up the stuff that I've been working with before.
I love your cards because they're so loved.
They are so loved. They're so ancient. It's great to fall in love with a kind of card that they haven't made in 20 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your other deck fell apart literally, didn't
Yeah,
it?
I've had many of the fallen apart one. Okay, you're going through a really big shift. You're going through a really big growth spirit. So whatever you've been working on, this is raising your vibration. This is raising your enlightenment, raising everything. You've got something new coming really good. Are you working on a new project or new idea or new thought pattern or something like that?
Yes, I'm just kind of, my whole life is metamorphosis,
Yeah.
you know.
It is hugely metamorphosed, and it's going to cause a really good shift that you really are stepping into that who you are. Yet again, going into that magical, spiritual artist, creative, that side of things. Very heart based coming up. Do you have a son?
I do.
Okay, there's something really good with him as well. Again, he's got this amazing heart, and he's really creative too. So don't always expect him to be logical, if that makes sense.
That is so him.
Okay. It's okay. Not everything has to be done with logic. We're always going to dance between those two, but he's got this amazing heart and creativity. But you're just at a crossroads. You're at a really big growth spurt, and it's going to bring in some really great opportunities for you. Just jump in with both feet. Does that make sense to you?
Awesome.
So again, when
Awesome.
you have little growing pains, think of them as growing pains, or a step backwards, or you're going to be extra affected by Mercury retrograde. Just go, hug a tree, go get barefoot, roll around in the grass, breathe, run water on your head. Do anything that you can to just ease into it. Don't fight into it. Ease into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sweetheart, like Patty said, don't always I don't want to say fight against or buck against, but a little bit. Tighten up. When anything is coming that's not familiar to you, it's like your cackles go up, right? You tighten up and you get all worried. Life is about like being in a pinball machine, and it's all about flow, and you're the ball, and you're bumping off the buzzer, and then you hit the bullseye and you get 20,000 points, and then you fly over here. And that's what life is like. Life is about constant change, and your ball, you're always tumbling ass over tea kettle, and new adventures are coming. And some of them are wonderful and some of them are scary. And then, an encounter with this person, and now I'm away from that person, and I'm over here for a while. Now I'm around this person for 10 years. Whoop, not anymore. So I think that you have, in some ways, love, not served yourself by fighting the natural flow of life and trying to sort of protect yourself by controlling the outcome. And there you don't need to fear times of change. You don't need to fear funky shifts. You don't need to fear feeling out of control. These are all beautiful things. And the universe is throwing you all of these for a reason. So think of them as an opportunity and not as kind of an ass ache. Does that make sense, sweetheart?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because I got a divine intervention thing coming in. This is all very, very karmic for you, and you're overthinking it a little bit. You're fighting in your head. Does that make sense? You're what, why? So just don't overthink it. Just drop it down to your heart. And you're coming out of a time of lack. If something has seemed extra hard for you lately, or just like not enough, whether that's time or money or energy or understanding, you're really stepping out of that into the light. So,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
yeah,
All the change and the progress is a good thing, sweetheart. It means you're growing.
growing pains. So the funky is
Awesome.
just a little twirl. It's good. It's a good thing. So don't again, just less fight, less try, just be, just do, um, and just flow. Balance and flow is really important for you right now.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. It is so important. And just and enjoy it, sweetie. Love the flow.
Yeah.
Love the feeling of of being in the moment, of not knowing where you're going to go next, of new exciting things flying in. Really really eat that up, because that's the good of life. That's the exciting part. That's what most people crave. And it took me a long time in my life to realize that change was a good thing. Patty's probably always been good with that because she's a Libra and they flow. But
Yeah.
I'm an Aries, so I'm used to standing on the mountain with my big ram hooves and, oh, no, nothing better come in my life unless I say it's okay. Get off my mountain. And then I realized that I wasn't really serving anybody by being like that. I was just spending a lot of time alone and trying to control my life. And the universe was like, well, you can try to control it all you want, rock star. But you know what? We have this great life planned out for you. What would really be great is if you would just listen to us and let us tell you what would be wonderful for you. And you know what? They were right. The life universe had planned for me was way better than anything I ever planned for myself. So keep that in mind, sweetheart, and go with that flow. And we love you. Let us know how it's going with you and keep us posted, all right, sweetheart? And we appreciate the call, sweetheart.
You got this.
You got it. It's all good. We're going to get Sharon up next. We're just flowing right through. I just keep taking them, right, Patty? Don't give you a
this is
break.
awesome. That's okay. Who needs a break? We don't take breaks. We
I
don't
like
take
that.
breaks.
There's no breaks in psychic readings. I think it's fun to sort of be in the flow of just going from one to the next to the next to the next. And all right, so Sharon's up next, and then Jennifer is after that, and then I'm still trying to find a text from Michael. Michael, I know that you keep saying you've texted me, but I haven't gotten the text. So let's try this again. 818-437-0886. Sharon, welcome to the show. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. It's wonderful to hear your voice. Say hi to Patty, and how may we help you?
Hi, Patty.
Hola.
My question. Hola. My question is regarding an incident that occurred several years ago between my sister-in-law and another family member, and she's claiming a kind of assault. And her claim has driven a wedge between myself and my brother. And I would just like to, I don't really know what happened. It's conflicting information going on. I'd like more information on that and how to resolve this distance between my brother and I.
Well,
Oh.
I don't want to be a person who ever says that someone else's claim of an assault isn't real, because I really believe that she believes it is real, but I don't know, looking at it from an outside perspective, if others would see it the same way that she saw it. Does that make sense?
Oh, most definitely. She has real credibility issues with me, and so I have a biased viewpoint. So I'm wanting that outsider's, kind of look at this.
Yeah, I'm getting again that it really was an assault. That yes, truth is somewhere in the middle, as it almost always is, but
Yes.
leaning towards him. Maybe there was a little moment, or there was a something, whatever that was, but it really was not an intentional. It was not an assault, and I get more that she was hurt more emotionally for some reason, and so she took it out to
Huh.
a physical. So I don't again know what their relationship or what it
Yeah.
was about, but I get it was a heart hurt that turned it into something else, like a get back. Sounds like a get back.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
she is oh, how do I say this, sweetheart? She's a difficult personality.
Well, that's putting it lightly.
Okay. All right. So it's okay to say I never want to speak ill of anyone's family, but she is a difficult personality and she's a person who makes, as my mama would say, a mountain out of a molehill, sometimes for attention and for negative
Yes.
attention. She prefers to have negative attention than positive attention. And sometimes when Patty was saying it was an emotional thing, sometimes when she feels like she's not getting enough attention, she will create a situation where she was wronged or victimized to get more attention and sort of keep herself in the family limelight. Does that make sense?
Oh, most definitely. You have, yes. You have just validated everything I've been thinking about her, because it's all about her.
Yeah, it's all about her.
It's all about her.
All about
and it's
her.
all about keeping the flow of energy coming back constantly at her. And so sometimes if we want someone's attention and they're not paying enough attention to us, then we feel like they've done something to us. And by we, I don't mean me because I'm not this personality type at all. But sometimes if a person who desperately needs attention is trying to get attention from another person and they're not giving them attention, they see that as a slap or a slight or some kind of abuse. And then if that person maybe isn't so super right in their head, sometimes when they retell the story, they will add some extra details in to make it seem worse so that it validates their feelings of being abused in some way. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. And plus, my brother has this real, knight in shining armor sort of complex where he needs to ride in and save somebody, like this is his fourth wife, excuse me. So I know, or at least I feel, that she does what you're talking about on a regular basis to keep him hooked into the relationship.
Yeah. So you can heal this
Yeah.
with your brother. Keep her even out of it. Like how she was saying earlier to somebody else in the thing. You're the magician here. You're the magical worker. Doesn't mean take responsibility or take the whole thing. But again, just go back to what is good about your and your brother relationship. That's an easy fix. It's an easy.
I have tried that repeatedly, and she interferes. Like, she will read his emails and respond as him.
Okay, so you know that she does that, so you don't allow it. Can you get a real conversation with your brother on phone?
Yeah.
If not, go FaceTime him or something.
Sometimes if if he has access to the phone, it's a really
Yeah.
messed up situation.
Well, but that's her, right? Controlling her environment constantly.
So don't let that affect your relationship with your brother. You know it's not him.
So that her word becomes
Yeah.
the law of the land in all things.
Easier said than done. I've tried.
No one said easy. No one said easy.
And sadly, my personality with her is, look, I have given you chance, and you have done some really ugly things, and I'm done with you.
Okay.
So it's very hard for me to be around her because she has done some things that she just stepped over the line, in my opinion.
Okay, but you're giving her power over your relationship with your brother.
I agree.
You've given
Yeah.
her power because you don't like her. You don't have to hang with her. You don't have to like her, but you let her affect your relationship with your brother.
Yeah.
So take that power back.
Yeah.
And now everybody be prepared. I'm going to say the N word. She's a narcissist. And
oh, big time.
And you're not you getting angry at her and allowing her to get in the way of your relationship with your brother is only feeding her. And with a narcissist, they consider somebody giving them a rose and somebody punching them in the face as the same kind of attention. They don't see the difference in positive and negative. So she's feeding on all this negative energy coming from you, and she's feeding on the fact that you want to talk to your brother, and she's controlling your brother not to talk to you. So the best way to deal with her is with a smile, and you put up this beautiful thing called the wall of pleasantness, which is basically a wall. It's a concrete, energetic wall with a big smiley face on the front. So all she ever gets from you is the smiley face. So, you send an email to them and you say, hey, just checking in to see how you both are, wishing you well, and a big smiley face. And then when she sends you back a bunch of blah, blah, blah negativity, you say, oh, I'm so sorry that you're having a bad day, but I'm wishing you well and wishing my brother well, and just you give her nothing, but you pull your energy back from it so she can't feel your energy and feed on it. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I try hard to do that. It just
I
gets
know.
difficult.
It's a real crotch puncher. But you treat her the way that you would treat an unpleasant customer if you worked in retail and you had to be nice to this like bitchy stranger because that's what your boss said you had to do. And that's how you treat her.
Right.
But with no energy. Hi, how may I help you today? But with nothing.
Yeah.
And you don't let her know,
Like a
what you
like
think.
a frenemy.
Yeah.
Like a frenemy, except with a frenemy, sometimes I think we send them. There's still that energy of I know I can't trust you, and I know you're an a-hole, and I know you're, you know. What I mean, I look. I have one that I've been trying to shake out of my system for a while, and every couple months I get this email because I just give nothing but the wall of pleasantness. So every couple months I get this email. Why aren't we friends anymore? I can feel we're not friends like we used to be. Why don't you love me? Why aren't you? And it's usually when this person discovers that something has gone on in my life and they don't know about it. So then they think they're out of the loop because narcissists never want to be out of the loop. And I simply always say, hi, great to hear from you. God, I've been so busy and I don't know what you're talking about, but we're all good. And then, where do they go from there?
Yeah.
So where does she go from there?
Right.
If you start sending her signals like that, she can't. Right now, she can build you up to your brother as, oh my God, she's such an asshole. Look what she's doing, and look how she treats me. And how can you be nice to her? How can you have a relationship with her So don't give her that anymore. Give her nothing to go on. Then what is she going to do? Wander around to people and go, oh my God, Sharon's being so polite to me, but I know she's out to get me. Nobody will give her nothing.
She'll go bother somebody else who feeds her.
Exactly. Yep. She'll find somebody who'll feed her.
Well, I got to get more convincing in that act and put up a stronger wall.
Yeah. Big fat wall. Yeah.
And always think of just a big smile on your face and kind of think of yourself. I like to think of myself shrugging my shoulders when I answer them like, we're okay. Why would there be a problem? Everything's okay. So physically shrug your shoulders when you answer
And
like,
smile.
all right.
And smile.
Yeah. It's okay. Have a nice day. I wish
All
you
right.
and my brother the best, Don't be too sugary sweet because then it seems fake. Just because pull that energy out. Pull it out. No energy. Give her nothing. Starve the dark.
And then come up with a game with your brother how you guys can communicate.
Exactly. Then
But leave her out of it. Not communicate to get away from her. Just
right.
Okay.
And
your
then
own
once you
secret
get
thing.
in with your brother, then you don't mention her at all. You just say, you know what I would love it if you and I had a relationship like we used to have and we could chit chat sometimes. Don't say anything about I know she checks your email. I don't like her. I don't want her. Don't even mention her. Keep her out of it.
Completely.
Just find a way to get him to warm up to you without it having anything to do with her. Because trust me, he's like the princess in the tower. The guy's a prisoner. He's trapped in there.
Yeah, he is.
I feel
of his
terrible
own
for him.
making.
Yeah.
He talked about leaving her years ago and then didn't do it, and all the family went, "Oh man, you didn't do it." Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got to tell you though, you know what? I got to tell you. I was in a narcissistic relationship for 12 years. It's really hard to get out. You want to get out, but it's hard to get out when somebody's like oppressive and a bully and they have you locked in the attic. I was like that Flowers in the Attic book. I was locked in the attic. It's hard. So give him a break because he's trying. He just doesn't know what to do, and she completely overwhelms him. Thank you so much, sweetie. We're thinking about you, and we just want all good things for you, my friend. And I know what it's like. So, Patty, how do you deal with that? I have a feeling you have you had the same problems with narcissistic people that I've had?
Yes, but my Libra self, I don't feed them from the beginning, kind
you're
of.
such a
So
good-
I'm not as much fun.
Yeah.
I'm not as much
They
fun.
they really love me.
Yeah.
Is that why? Because I give so much energy right away to everybody?
I don't know. I mean, I've certainly had it. We've all had it because there's a lot of them out there. But I don't know. I guess I have good radar.
Yeah. I'm working on that, my friend. I'm working on that.
I work on a lot of things along the way.
Yeah. I like the way that you just kind of flow in and out of things. I've learned a lot from you about how to just flow in and out of things because it's a smart way to be, and you don't have to always be 150% emotionally in everything until you know what you're getting in. And I think that's a lesson I've definitely learned. All right, Jennifer, we're coming for you next. And then Michael. And then I don't know who's next because I haven't looked at my phone yet. So let's get Jennifer rolling and then we'll figure it out. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you? It's great to have you here. Say hi to Patty, and how may we help you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're wonderful. Great to hear your happy voice.
Thank you. My question is, I have a lot of changes going on in my life. I'm getting married. I'm starting a new job and a new career field. We're getting a new house. I just want to make sure I'm on the right path in my life.
No, stop it now. No, of course you are. Look at how happy you look. Yeah, enjoy it. Don't worry about it so much.
Yeah, you're doing great. Your energy's beautiful.
Beautiful heart, beautiful harmony. Four of Cups, like, just love stepping into it. You've got moon, you've got romance, you've got flow. Expect some travel in there as well. A beautiful husband who gets you, or a coming husband. He's also very creative. You're happy. I'm not getting even any warnings. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
good.
only thing that's a trouble with you, sweetheart, is you worry too much and you have anxiety. You stress.
Yeah.
You sweat
Stress
things.
is my middle name.
And you sweat things when there's no when there's nothing to be stressed out about. You almost create problems in your head when everything's okay.
That is me to a T.
Right? And
so see how that's serving you, and decide maybe it's not serving you to do that anymore. Go back somehow when you were really young. You learned that was a way to deal with it, or you saw somebody else deal with it that way. And we go to what we know versus go to what really serves us. So just take a little look at it from your more youthful self, and then step into a new way of being.
Yeah.
Easy as you allow it, hard as you make it.
Yeah, exactly. And remember that when you stress, sweetie, you only don't serve yourself. I mean, there's so many things you could be enjoying, and it's almost like you take the fun sometimes out of your adventure by worrying about it so much, while you should just be loving it.
You guys have hit the nail dead on the head.
Right?
New taking off fabulousness.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? It would be like if somebody gave you a picnic basket full of delicious things, and you were sitting there and you were eating out of the basket. You wouldn't stop and go, wait, I'm sure there's ants. And then you're spending the whole time looking for ants while everyone else is eating and having fun. And in the end, you never find any ants anyway, but you spent your whole afternoon looking for ants that didn't exist. So
I think a big thing about it is I've just had really bad relationships in the past, and my kids are coming into this relationship with me, and it's just I worry about, I guess, their happiness and their safety and all that good stuff.
Sure. Yeah. And I understand that, but like we talked about a little bit earlier at the beginning of the show, sweetie, and I've been guilty of where you're at. We can't spend our entire lives trying to make up for or sweat the mistakes of the past. We only can move forward. Now we move forward with the knowledge and the caution and the education and of what's happened in the past, so we don't fall into the same patterns again and again. But we also at some point have to let that go, or we don't ever get to enjoy the present or the future.
Yeah. Live in the present, create the future, let go, and learn from the past. I'm a big believer in ritual because I like that mind, body, spirit connection, because when we have all three, we have it, the thought pattern, the action, and the spirit, the magic. So a really good one, my favorite simple ritual any can do is get a floating candle. In any store, you get a floating candle. If you have names of exes you want to carve onto it with an ice pick or a toothpick, or ways of being like, I was this, or it was a bad relationship, carve anything you want to let go of. Float that light that candle, float that candle in your prettiest bowl of water. Because clear water is the Abzul. It's the waters of forgetfulness. And let it go. Let the candle burn. It looks pretty on your table, your counter. Go down, toss it out, and decide you've really let go of that. Because that's working with fire and the earth and the air from the fire and the water. And you will realize those little cords of all that past you're holding on to, you let go of.
Yes, ma'am. I will do that.
Okay.
You know, and just live your life and enjoy all this wonderful stuff that's happening for you, and be able to relax in knowing that this is a good time in your life, sweetheart. Every time has not been a good time in your life, but this is a good time in your life. And isn't that the best news ever?
It is. Thank you guys so much.
You bet, sweetie. We're thinking about you, and we love you. Want to hear how you're doing, because that's our favorite part, is hearing how everybody's doing. And we're thinking about you, and we want only good things for you. So we've got time for one more, because how fast did this fly, Patty? Can you believe it?
Wow.
How about that? And of course, everybody right now is, of course, sending me, can I get on? Can I get on? Because we're almost done, which always happens. I am going to be back from 5 to 7 p.m. today with the wonderful Paul Jasek, another one of my fantastic light workers from Lightworkers Unite. And we're going to be doing 2 more hours of reading. So if you didn't get on today, you can get on in the evening. And anybody who wants to ahead of time get on the list for tonight, just send me a text message and we'll get you on. So we're going to get Michael on right now because poor Michael's been trying to text, and I think I might have put my number wrong in the chat room. Well, I'm a little out there, aren't I? Isn't that part of my charm?
It is.
That I that I fly by the seat of my pants and I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. It's truly part of my charm. All right, so we're going to get Michael on right now. And then we, Patty, why don't you let people know where they can find you online while we get Michael on?
Please. Yes. Everything you can get from my website, pattynegri.com, PATTINEGRI.com, and of course Facebook, Patty Negri. But I can't have any more friends. But you can follow me there, and you can like Patty Negri Psychic Medium, Instagram Patty Negri, Twitter Patty Negri, all of the above. So please like me, sign up for my newsletter. I've got a new one getting ready to come out. My first one in like 3 months.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And I'm everywhere just at Sheena Metal, and I will find a way to have more friends, but that's our secret, and we don't tell Facebook about it. All right, Michael is trying to now call my cell phone, and I'm trying to call him from the thing, and he's trying to call my cell phone. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, but we're going to try this again. So let's get Michael set up here. So I put him in the system. I tried to call. There he is. And here we go. All right. So I'm going to do this thing and let you hear the Skype song. Now it's ringing. Now it's ringing again. I know this is the number.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
Michael.
Oh yes. Wow. It's like we're planets apart, and I'm getting drawn in. Thank God.
I'm so glad you're here. How may we help you? Say hi to Patty.
Hi, Patty. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you, Michael.
Yep. Nice to hear. Oh, wow. Sorry about that.
That's all right. What's on your mind, my friend?
Okay, I'm here at my restaurant, and I just wanted to let you know, Sheena, I had a brain injury, and I built a beautiful restaurant a few years ago.
Good for you.
I'm manifesting. We've got a couple concerts coming up, and I wanted to see if you could tune into those concerts and see they're this weekend. I want to know about the flow of them. I've been putting a lot of work into them, and I've been just putting out a lot of good energy. And then today I was kind of attacked by someone in town, not physically, but on a spiritual level. They tried to degrade who I was as a person, and I had to stand in my truth and say, you're not going to be disrespecting who I am. I'm worthy just as much as you.
Sure.
And then I went and had breakfast with someone that was a community leader that told me they wanted to help solve the issues around race and equality when it comes to me.
Good. Well, this is the thing, sweetheart. You need to believe in you. And hard times, a raven just flew right by.
I know.
As I
I
said
just
that.
saw that.
Just
exactly.
as I said that, this giant raven flew by the window. You need to believe in you, sweetheart. You need to not worry about what other people think. And all the things in your life that have happened to make you different have happened, sweetheart, so you can become a champion for others. So it's almost like in some ways you're having to take it, which sucks, because you can set the precedent and be the example so it won't happen to other people. So you should live in your difference and in all the ways that you don't fit in sometimes in that town. And you should do it with pride, and you should stand as a beacon and a light and a monument to everyone who's ever felt different to follow your example.
And just
yeah,
no, and just know it. When you're the light, you draw some moths to you. It happens to every one of us who's working, and you're doing your thing, and you're following your passion and your path, and you're doing, and so we are going to get attacked. And just go, okay, and that is not who I am. That is their issue. That is their thing. You deal with it. I think exactly like you did, and look what you got out of it. Another community leader who wants to help you.
Exactly. My mom used to always say the birds always pick at the ripest fruit. And you're at a place right now where you're very ripe. You're making decisions, you're making moves, you're getting your restaurant you've manifested. Now you're going to start doing live music, which is going to go wonderfully. You're bringing a lot of excitement to a town where there's not a lot of excitement, right? So
Correct.
you're making waves, but it's good because there's so many folks in that town that need that music and that food and that excitement for their own healing. There's been a stagnation in that town, and you're breaking through.
Wow,
it.
how do you got your heartbeat on it? You're talking the truth.
Of course I do, sweetheart.
The truth.
I can feel you. I know. I can feel you. That's Patty and I are a little bit good at this. This is what we do. We can feel you, baby.
and that moment you had right there, that enthusiasm, that passion, that is you.
Yes.
That is like
more
is
of
what
that.
You do it. Yes.
Yes. Exactly. More of that. More of all that love that you have inside of you coming out and healing people, sweetheart. You don't need to worry about some jerks that say jerky things to you. There's always going to, the more you step into the light, the more the darkness pays attention. There's always going to be negativity trying to pull you down.
Jealousy.
You just pick it off you like when you sit down and gum and you go whoop and you flick the gum out and you throw it away and you just keep living your life.
Yeah, I do want to say that raven is symbolic. It's when one of the chiefs here, because we have tribes here, we have the Micmac and the Maliseet. One of the Micmac chiefs took me out one winter into the deep forest here in Maine in about 8 feet of snow. Me, him, and my wife had ceremony, and the ravens were coming around. And that raven, to me, is a sign of protection and strength.
Yep. And also a sign of a God sign, a communication sign.
A positive
God,
message.
and spirits of people that have passed, your loved ones, your ancestors, often pop into ravens and look at them through you. And he hasn't gone away. He's over there on a branch, as the wind is blowing the tree, he keeps peeping around the corner at us. So he has not gone anywhere. He's perched on the top of this pointy pine tree. I don't even know how in the world he's staying up.
Yeah.
But he's on this little tiny branch, so we can't see him. But I can see his little tail feathers. And every once in a while, the tree sways, and he kind of leans out and looks at us and then goes back. So,
and we have literally been sitting here with this big picture window for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It happened right then.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
The first time.
It
And
happened
here
right
by the
when you said
window.
that, sweetheart. You were in such good time. We are totally out of time. We have to let you go, but we love you. We appreciate the call, and I can't wait to hear how the concerts went. They're going to go great. Your restaurant's going to be great. Everything is great. You keep the faith, my friend. You are much needed in that town. Patty, one more time, where can people find you?
PattyNegri.com, PATTINEGRI. See you there.
If you like today, you can find all the old broadcasts of these shows, Lightworkers Unite, at WeLightworkersUnite.com. And then, of course, all of my Haunted Playground shows are at LATalkRadio.com. I'm at Sheena Metal everywhere on social media, everywhere on the internet. And my movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity, so honored to have Patty involved, is at raisingthevibration.org, and I am raisingthevibration.com. And my spiritual practice, I'm available for private sessions and healings, as is Patty. And my Good Vibrations crystals are available for purchase. The Raven just moved where he can see us better. And that's all at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. And you can always text me 818-437-0886. I'll be back tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time doing Lightworkers Unite on my daily Sheena Metal Experience show. Saturday, I'm at the Founders MCC Church doing SaturdayNightSpiritual.com. It's my interfaith service. If you can't make it or you're not in LA, we're going to broadcast it all over the world. And Patty and I will be in Dallas in October and November at miraclesofjoy.org for the Embrace Your Spirit, Psychics and Witches and Ghosts, Spirits.
My.
Oh my. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. And you know what happens here, my friends. I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. Every Tuesday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time, there's my head injury. If it's psychic, scary, spooky, spiritual, any of it, it's at hauntedplayground.com. Till we see you next time, keep raising the vibration. Stay spooky, stay scary, stay spiritual. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.